Greetings, it's Brother Ausar, Shanti, and all the other shit you ain't never heard of. How y'all been? I am back. Took a little hiatus, not even call it hiatus. I just needed some additional time to handle some things and put things in order. But nevertheless, we're here. But I just want to come on here real quick. I'm really practicing trying not to be too long-winded and try not to, beat a dead horse that's never coming back alive. But what's been on my mind a lot lately, because every time I log into social media or I just take a quick gander on YouTube or things of that nature, I see I want to say a blurred or a faint line between spirituality and stupidity, right? Now, before y'all even start sweating bullets and think I'm just going to go off on a raging tangent, I'm not. But let's just use a lot of conscious common sense here, right? We live our daily lives, right? We're in the world of matter. The world of matter requires elements for us to survive and sustain our lives. Okay, you need three substances: water, air, and food to live. You can't have one without the other, or else if you don't, you will die. Right? So, taking into consideration we're in the world of matter, that we need certain things that require us to live. On the grand scheme of things, right? In the world of matter, things are bound to happen to us, right? Not every day is going to be, a nice day. The sun doesn't shine every day, even though it's blazing hot now. When the rain comes, the rain pours, right? But when it comes to spiritual people, right? When we don't have a good day or things are not, going in the order in which we planned and all the ducks are walking in the same road as we put them in, we just lose our ever-loving minds, right? As if we were born perfectly and this world's supposed to operate perfectly, right? It's kind of a delusion, right? Or a very skewed way of thinking and living. And then also with spiritual people, when things happen, when situations arise, or let's just run to our sacred spaces, let's just run into the woods and do all these stupid ass rituals that have nothing to do with nothing. It's just the fact that that's just how the equation equals out sometimes. You don't get everything that you want, and the universe is not your genie, okay? Especially with the folk that like to talk about manifestation and all this other stuff, and these same people who talk about manifestation or manifesting don't even have the wherewithal to even sustain their own finances when they're talking about, you should be able to ask the universe for the life that you want and this and that and the third. No, the universe wants you to take your ass to work and work a job and earn a paycheck so you could buy these things. You could provide yourself with that. And that's where the whole essence of the mind frame of stupidity comes into, when things don't come as the way we want it or happen the way we want it. Some people want to think that it's the universe working against them or some people working against them. It's just no, you just don't always get your way. You don't always get what you want. And if you want to talk, we want to bring manifestation into the mix. Make sure you're doing the work that requires it to manifest. I saw things happen in my life that are happening right now as we speak. That's why I've been gone so long, so I can make sure I take good care of the things that's been happening. But I saw it happening to me last year. But the universe also showed me the steps in which I needed to take and the things I needed to do for these things to come into fruition. I just didn't wake up one day and bam, all this stuff is here. It actually took work for me to get there. For those of you who don't know, I'm a retired veteran. Some people think with retirement, you just sit back and you just relax and just do whatever it is you want, which in some ways is true. But me, I'm very focused and very how can I say, I think I have an enterprise always going on in my mind, right? It's things that I want to see done in the community, in the world, not the stuff that just benefits and affects me, but affects all right? I'm here for people's prosperity, not for their pockets. Um, that's why I never got into the whole idea of selling my spirituality. People who try to make spirituality a business, I think it's a totally bad idea, because it's, to me, number one, it's not economically thinking, it's not sufficient, especially to live this grand life that people try to portray on the internet. But me personally, when it comes to selling your spirituality, like, how can you even say, number one, that this stuff even works? I stand 10 toes down, side by side, in my power, in my abilities, yes. But how can I take this to the common man who don't believe in nothing, probably, and say that, yes, this works, yes, do this way and it will work, and I expect them to just pay me, half of your salary for my services, right? And I totally believe in the things that I do, but I don't want to sit up and hit what makes sense to me may not make sense to somebody else, right? They may look at me like I'm stupid, and they have every right to feel that way. Now, when we talk about merging spirituality and to our everyday lives into things that work, like saying your prayers and thinking good thoughts, all that stuff works. It's good for your mental health, your good spiritual health. Now, let's not sit up in here and say that walking around with a half a pound of crystals in your pocket is going to protect you from all the evils of the world, right? I could tell you to do that, then you walk outside your door, somebody done let off a Smith & Wesson shotgun into your chest. And everybody looking at me like I'm crazy. And after I told them that I gave them the advice that I gave them and expecting it to work, and it didn't work, We got to understand that there's a very thin line between things that make sense and things that just do not make sense. I can't sit up here and tell you, hey, take a 5-pound rose quartz and shove it up your ass, and that's going to cure your depression. That's dumb, okay? That's just freaking retarded. You can do it if you want to, but I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to observe and report, right? And this is an observation that I've made for a very long time, and I just don't see it getting any better. Last year during the pandemic, when spirituality and consciousness became trendy, I was very totally against it, because it is not something to be played with. This is not something that you just hop on for like a month or two, then get off it when you're tired. So a lot of us individuals who incarnated here, we live this shit 24/7, 365, 366 on a leap year. So it's very insulting to us when we see something. We see the people, they want to wear the crystals, they want to burn the sage and the incense and all the oils and the tarot cards. Okay, that's fine. Pick your own divinity which you see fit, but taking into consideration, a lot of us been here for a while, and we trying to get the hell up out of here. And the conclusion that I came up with is that I can only teach the teachable and reach the reachable. Anybody else just gonna get left behind, and you're just gonna take whatever comes, So, I say all that to say, within your consciousness, make sure you're using common sense. Not everything requires a ritual. Not everything requires you to just, sit down in the middle of Walmart and meditate and look like a damn fool because you having weird thoughts or whatever. Do what makes sense. Do what's right. And if you have questions, if you're unsure about things, I'm here. There's other people amongst this channel, amongst this platform, amongst this community that will help you. But we're going to tell you in a way that it makes sense. We're not going to tell you to do anything that sounds stupid and you go out there and you look stupid. All right. This is Brother Ausar. That's all I have for today. May the divines protect you.